Autism is a disorder that has an effect on normal brain function, affecting development of a person's communication and social interaction skills. Some of its characteristics include delayed social skills, repetitive behavior, and difficulties with speech and nonverbal communication. It is a lifelong condition that affects millions of people worldwide, and as at now, there is no known definite cause for autism spectrum disorder. The abilities and needs of people with autism varies according to their autism level. While some people can live independently, others have severe disabilities and require a lifelong care and support. They may, in addition, have other medical conditions such as epilepsy, depression, and anxiety disorders. Here in Ghana, it is estimated that 1 in 87 children under the age of 3 are autistic, although there is no available evidence to support this claim. Not much is known about autism in Ghana, although many people with such condition have been part of our society for many years. But at the time, we did not have a name to this disorder. It was, and even now is, commonly believed by some people as a sign of a curse from the gods. They are also sometimes believed to be children of a river deity, and in the past, many were either killed or taken to the forest or rivers so they can return to where they were believed to have come from. Autistic children in Ghana and their families are often subjected to name-calling, stigmatization, discrimination, abuse, and other human rights violations. Eugenia Alote is a former master's student at the University of Gothenburg in Sweden. She wrote her master's thesis about parental experiences of raising a child with autism spectrum disorder in Ghana. She says most of these name-calling and abuses are predominant in areas or communities where people believe in superstition. She throws more light on the effect of the name-calling on parents and the impact it has on their lives.
I remember one parent sharing that people don't even want to buy from her because they feel the child is a spirit child, and for some reason, even though this is not contagious, they feel if they associate with her, it can be transmitted to them or their children or something. When all the kids go out to play and they see that this child comes, some people will call their children not to play with him.
Furthermore, she says the condition of children with autism brings a lot of financial, emotional, and even marital stress to their parents.
It's expensive to put a child with autism in school. The special education schools that we have are not enough. Imagine living in Pram and then going to the main city center in Accra to drop your child in the morning. By the time they get to Accra and come back, time has already been spent and they cannot go to their work, and they would have to start the journey again to go and take the child.
In the search of solution for these children, some parents resort to spiritualists, which also drain them of money. Eugenia believes that if we educate people that autism is a medical condition, as malaria is, the stigmatization and abuse of people with autism will be minimized, if not entirely erased. She says now is the time to help people with autism and their families.
It's time that we try and have something, a system in place where parents who are faced with such challenges can go and seek help. It's high time we put them under one umbrella and see how best we can help them.
Kwaku Frimpong is a secondary school teacher in Kumasi and also a father to 11-year-old Oscar, a child with autism spectrum disorder. He discovered the symptoms when Oscar was 1.5 years old and has lived with it for the past 10 years. But the journey has not been easy. It's difficult enough to sometimes throw in the towel.
Sometimes myself, I give up. And if you don't take care, one thing is that you might hit him or her and then you end up causing more injury, because sometimes they are so, you can't predict their behavior. Today they'll be very calm and they'll follow the routine. Tomorrow it is another thing.
One major challenge that he faces each day is the perception of people about Oscar, and sometimes it can even come from family members.
How people see them, their perspective is very bad. It's weird. It's like we have given birth to a child who is not normal, and then we don't know what to do, and a whole lot of things, even from the immediate family members. So it's very difficult. If you can cope, then you have to keep him in the house. But if you want to take him out to church, market, and other places, then you have a hard time.
When you have said that you get reactions from people even close, how do they react?
Number one, they think that you haven't trained your child well. I mean, everybody expects a 5-year-old child to behave well, not urinating on himself or herself and other things. But when they see that happen, then they start insulting you, the guardian, that you didn't bring them up well.
Does he go to school?
Oscar goes to Garden City Special School.
So he goes every day?
He used to stay there in the boarding house, but the care was too bad for me. So now he's attending the school as on daily basis. And that one too, I didn't get any taxi, because no taxi driver was ready to pick him. No matter how much I was ready to pay. Number one, they fear them. They think that even when they sit in the car, their own children will get that kind of disability.
I went to the county hospital taxi station at Abreport in Kumasi to find out why some drivers refuse to take people like Oscar in their vehicles.
Sabe, if you say, "Yalia de tutu obia," it is so cool. So be jina akwan no peka no yalia. Bomode ne pejano ne fano tokem. Papa di yalim asase we ba ebi mpaboni ni ebi su ni papa. Eti so bi ka se tenzi fo nyina sise ya anya no kore. You are adwuma ye mu de. Ye serve obi biara. Se we disable so ye ho ye otise ye. Adwuma no aye no ye enyimu.
Now back to Oscar and his father. Frimpong says he decided to buy a car out of convenience. Has the car changed how your life?
A lot.
How much has it changed?
Number one, I can take Oscar to anywhere I want. Before then, two of us will have to take him. Or if I should take him alone, it means even if I'm in the washroom, I should keep him with me. But with the car, I can leave him in the car. I will not lock it. I take all my essential commodities. He can stay in the car for 2 hours. Once his water and food is there, he will not move.
While getting a car may be convenient, it comes with a huge cost that few people can afford. And for those who can, especially those in middle-class families, this may put a lot of financial burden on them, as earlier expressed by Eugenia. The journey in caring for autistic children may seem endless and always a big source of worry for families. This can always be managed, but since he's 11 years, it means that there's a long way to go.
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
In fact, the future looks so fearful to me if I consider the way I understand him and how people don't. So I started training the kids, the siblings around him, so that in case I'm not there, they can also understand him. My only hope now is the little investment I've put aside for him. Anytime I plan, he is the first on my plan list. There's no hope. If the parent is no more, there's no hope. And I've seen several of them.
I went to the Social Welfare Head Office in Kumasi to find out if the office could give hope to Oscar and others like him. I spoke with 2 senior officers who want to stay anonymous. They said the office has no money for any of its activities and that they even use their personal resources for what they do. They said even though their budget is always included in the national budget that is approved by Parliament, they get nothing from the government for their programs. They pointed out that the district offices may be in a position to help, but even that, the focus may not be on autism, since it's still new to many people. Frimpong has joined the Autism Society of Ghana, and he says one main focus of the group is inclusion. That the government builds special schools alongside the public schools, so Oscar and others like him will get used to other people.
They learn when they play with the normal kids than when they play with their own. But what we need now is what? Schools. Kumasi, for instance, is lacking a special school.
Oscar and many others like him require routine checkups which Frimpong says used to be free until 2 years ago. He says prescribed medicine from these checkups are extremely expensive, and as such, many parents are unable to bring their children to these routine checkups. In all these challenges, Frimpong is motivated to help other parents in similar situations as himself, who are losing hope, and some of whom, for reasons of stigmatization and abuse, have hidden their children from public spaces. To do this, he has registered an organization known as Kumasi Center of Autism Research and Education, which aims to advocate and provide care for children with autism and also educate parents to be able to provide for their children. The organization, in the future, wishes to establish an accredited educational center for children with autism, and now it seeks support from individuals and other NGOs to help them to achieve this vision. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook for more of such stories. My name is Simon Kwakubuayin.